Welcome to Bellevue Park. I'm Jeff Marshall. I run the city's horticulture department, and we're going to take you for a tour through our flower beds that we did for 2019. Okay, this is our gazebo bed, and we put a lot of echinacea through here. So you see the purple coneflower, and it's starting to show really pretty. This is like the 5th year for this bed. This is wisteria. Okay, it's more common in the southern United States than that, and it can take over whole trees, and like this should at some point be completely covered. There's the seed pods left over from the flowers. The flowers usually just drape off the plant. Eh? See the dark purple flowers, clematis. It's kind of gotten overtaken by the wisteria. It's a beautiful plant, and it takes the shade. A lot of people use the gazebo for wedding pictures. Okay, this year I did our formal area in more of a monochromatic, something different. So I went with all pinks in this one. This one's bougainvillea, and it's a tropical plant, so it's not liking it too much in this spot. We actually started those Tropicana lilies. They're a canna lily from seed, and sugarcane we've kept it propagated for the last 6-7 years. This is a new one. This don't usually use it very much. It's vinca. This is our compound fence. So it's such a long stretch, we tried to cover it more with the taller perennials and did annuals along the front. So it's starting to show nice. Autumn rudbeckia, it's very pretty. Hibiscus for the centerpiece. And it flowers, and then it's not so many flowers, but I see lots of buds coming, so it should look nice another couple of weeks. Eh? Okay, we did the zinnia, which is a beautiful flower, profusion orange. This is a 63-foot bed. It runs parallel with Lake Street. It's such a long bed that it takes a lot of annuals to do it. Eh? So usually I fill the center with cannas and taller stuff. This was a new coleus that we tried. It's quite nice. Okay, this is our cancer memorial bed, and we did most of the center with perennial. This used to be a cedar hedge, if people would remember. So we filled the center with perennials because it's such a large area. And then we've done annuals along the edge. This was actually planted by our students this year. One of our students, she's interested in horticulture, and she did a beautiful job on it. Emily. This bed was, park superintendent was Elva and Hugh Hanlon. So the bench was donated in their honor. And he was parks commissioner for almost 30 years. He used to live in the house that was here. Okay, this is our ship's wheel. This is one of our oldest beds. They've re-bricked it in the last, say, 10 years, but it's a beautiful bed. It's made of eight different sections. This is our All-American Selections display bed, and each one of these plants that are put in this section are an All-American winner. So it was judged to be one of the best new flowers of whatever year. Profusion cherry. This one here is Pink Jolt. It's a dianthus. This is Indian Summer. Rudbeckia. It's a beautiful flower. It's one of my favorite ones, actually. This year was Women in Crisis got this bed, and the other bed was Bush Plane Museum. It's supposed to be a big house, and which represents the part of their logo. The salvia, the tall salvia, is a beautiful flower. This year, it's the best it's ever grown. It looks amazing this year. Okay, the lettering is done with different colored Altananthera, and it's, we'll dig some of this up in the fall. Then we make our own cuttings, and we make about 60 to 100 flats of this plant. We propagate our own, and it's planted in rows, and then when we cut it out, we use the row to form the letters, and then we keep it trimmed. Eh? One of the favorite things I've done with the city is when we rebuilt this display bed, I tiered the back so that you weren't looking at a wall. And this way, the 3 different levels, plus the top level, it looks like you have a wall of flowers. This is the beginning of our community orchard. The city planted it, but it was funded by CN Railroad. They donated money for apple trees and maple trees for a future sugar bush. But each tree has a few apples, and it's for people to come in, grab an apple. It's a nice idea. Okay, this one's the Zona bed. This is part of the city's boardwalk. So it's a nice start to the boardwalk. Okay. We call this the bridge bed, and this heads over across to the canal and Mill Market. And we redid this one last year. This fall, I think it's all getting bricked, so we had a problem with it last winter. People were just walking through it. And our planters, of course, look awesome this year. The potato vine's amazing on it, eh? They're going right to the ground. The city of Sault Ste. Marie has been getting so many cruise ships in that they put up the Port of Sault Ste. Marie sign. So I got to landscape around it, and it turned out very nice. The post was designed by Kelly Buhler. He works for the city, and you can see he did a beautiful job designing the sign. Our sign shop did the city sign shop did the sign. It's really a beautiful sign. This is where the cruise ships enter the city of the Sault. So I beefed up the entrance a little bit, and we hung baskets last year. Turned out pretty. This year, the Bay Street display bed went to Canadian Bush Plane Museum, and their colors are blue and yellow, so that's what I tried to do mostly in the back. And the lettering's all Altananthera. And the airplane was one that they had hanging up that was built by one of their volunteers, and we got to use it for the summer. This is the back of it, and it's a really beautiful shot, eh? Okay, this is the round bed in front of City Hall, and it's always one of my favorite beds. I think because it's very symmetrical all the way around. We keep the perennials in every year. This is basically the same. I'll fill in a few holes, and all I do is fill the centerpiece in and the annuals around the outside, eh? But every year it turns out really to be one of our best beds. I'd like to thank Shaw Spotlight for allowing us to just show some of the city flower beds, and I'd like to thank the public for watching, and check out some of our 170 flower beds and 200 planters that we have around the city. Thank you.